I hope you're having a great day. But how do you imagine the voice of God sounding? That is, if you could hear audibly the voice of God, how do you think it may sound? God as a personal being has been depicted in films before. And if you stop and think back about it, at least two that I can recall offhand, back in the 90s, there was the film Bruce Almighty. And if you go back a few years before, I believe in the 70s, there was a film entitled Oh God. Now, the actors who played those roles, that is the role of God, they had very different sounding voices, but both were fairly effective in personifying the supreme being, at least in the context of the comedic purposes of those films. I think all of us in some way have imagined the sound of God when we read the Psalms in the Old Testament. In my mind, he has a powerful and majestic sound, possibly in some way recreating the powerful forces of nature. But how do we hear God and know his will for our lives? Now, here, it can get a little bit complicated. While most of us would probably say that we cannot literally hear the audible voice of God, at least I can't hear him that way, we can sort of spiritually hear him in Scripture. And that's why it is so important for us to read our Bibles on a regular basis. In addition to reading the Bible, prayer is another way that we can listen to God's will for our lives. Some people also practice Christian meditation. These are all a part of what we sometimes refer to as the spiritual disciplines. As the psalmist once said of God's communication to us, "Be still and know that I am God." And that's exactly what we should indeed do. I'd like to recommend to you that you set aside a little bit of time each day when it's quiet and there's not any distractions, and listen to God in Scripture. If you do, He will become a part of your life. As we read in the book of James in the New Testament, draw nearer to God and he will draw nearer to you. Our scripture readings for this Sunday in worship come from the 29th Psalm, also from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 23, verses 1 through 12. I will see you this Sunday, and have a great day. God bless you.